Hello, and this lesson is on the interdependence of different business functions. The range of business functions are shown here in the diagram. We have operations, which the whole unit of work is on, marketing, finance, and human resources. In modern day businesses, we also need an IT department to ensure that the business can run effectively. While each business function will perform distinct roles, they must also be interdependent. Now, what does that term mean? It means that the business functions must work together as a team to achieve the business objectives. Each business function must be committed to the business objectives and communicate with other functions regularly. Now, as we see in this diagram, that communication must be two-way and it must be regular. If the strategic goals is to maximize profit, those business functions must communicate and work out a way that they can maximize profit together. Now let's have a look at each business function separately. Now, operations is, as we know, the business process that transforms inputs into outputs for the business. It applies to manufacturing and the service sector, and it can be global, which means worldwide, or domestic. Domestic means within Australia or within one country. Marketing is the second function. Marketing is the process of analysing why people buy so that we can price, promote, distribute, and produce products that will increase sales. Marketers aim to meet the needs and wants of the consumers. They do a lot of market research to find out what consumers want or how consumers feel about a particular product, and then they communicate that information. The next function is finance. This business function records and summarises financial transactions into reports. Businesses need to be very careful about their business reports. Businesses can be audited by an outside body. That means that an outside body can come and check on their financial data. Therefore, businesses use income statements and balance sheets to evaluate the performance of the business. They can see clearly from the figures, are they meeting their objective of maximising profit? If they're not, they then need to work out why and how to do so. Finally, our final function is human resources. Human resources refers to the management of the total relationship between an employer and an employee. It includes acquiring. Acquiring means employing people. Development, which includes training people. Maintaining, which includes motivating people and paying their wages. And finally, separating. Along the line, you're going to have workers who leave the organisation for various reasons. It still needs to be analysed by the human resource function. Now let's have a look at an example of Apple iPad as it relates to the 4 business functions. In particular, how does the operations manager or function communicate with the other functions to produce an Apple iPad? The operations functions needs to transform inputs into an iPad. That's their job. They've got to take those inputs, transform them, add value, and then produce the output, which is the iPad. Now, they will work with finance because finance will give them the necessary money and capital to produce. The operations function needs inputs. They need money to buy those inputs. So therefore, they need to work with finance. Secondly, they need to work with human resources because they need people with the necessary skills and experience to develop those iPads. And finally, operations will work with marketing to make a product that will meet consumers' needs and wants. As we mentioned recently, marketers will tell the operations function what the consumer wants. They've done the market research, they know how the consumer feels about previous products, and that will help the operations function to produce the iPad. So that completes our lesson on the interdependence of business functions.